that up to say, remember when you were wondering if you were going to use geometry? I said, I still haven't used the Pythagorean theorem. But I wanted to just share that with you because it's always something more that you can learn. And today, I'm not conceited, but I'm confident that you're going to walk out of here with $25,000 more than you had when you came in. And that's on the low side if you let it be. So let's do it this way. How many people do we have are seniors this year? Class of 2013. That's a lot. That's very good. Congratulations to you because you have gone through a lot. You know you have. And but there's a lot more to go. And as long as you have the right perspective, we're going to talk a little bit about mindset, but it's about having the right perspective and going forward. If you'll, we're going to spend 45 minutes. I'm going to try to speak a little faster than my Louisville, Kentucky nature will let me, but we'll try to squeeze everything in pretty quickly here. But it's really about yearning, learning, and earning. I grew up with a thing called ABCs of success, and it was you achieve what you believe that you conceived. So it's all about really what's inside you, and what are you going to put inside you? Are you going to put negative inside, or are you going to put positive inside? Do you believe that you can find a way to get that scholarship, or do you believe that you're going to not get the scholarship anyway, so why should I spend the time? We're going to talk a little bit more about having the right mindset as well. I do need some help. I need some team members, if you will. Who is a good vocalist? Someone that can sing. If you can sing or rap. I think I have a... Well, you can't volunteer somebody else. But what's your name? Kayla? Okay, Kayla is going to help us with letting me know that I'm on time. So, Kayla, I want you to say, when I have 5 minutes left, Kayla, I want you to say, when I have 5 minutes left, so let's look at that as 12:05. At 12:05, I want you to say, Mr. Money, you got 5 minutes, let's wrap it up. Okay? Just whenever we get there, you just yell that out. You can sing it really sweetly, or you can rap it to me. But you say, Mr. Money, you got 5 minutes. You need to wrap it up. Okay? All right. And then, who is a drummer? Who's good at drumming? Who's got rhythm? Okay, here's somebody else volunteering, someone else. Okay, do you have, could you do a drum roll for me on your lap there? Just do that, do a drum roll for me.
Right now?
Yeah, I just want to see if I'm auditioning drummers. Okay, a little louder, but that'll work. What's your name?
Eric.
Eric. Eric is going to be my drummer. Now, Eric is going to drum when there's something good to come. And that's going to let you know when you need to write it down. Because I'm going to look over at Eric and I'm going to do like this, hit it. And then he's going to do the drum roll, and then you're going to write down what I'm going to say next. Because that's going to be important stuff, okay? Let's practice. Hit it for me, Eric. Thank you. Get your pens. Get your pens and paper. You can win scholarships. How many people are planning on over the next 4 years? So you can divide it or multiply it by 4. I'll let you do the math. But over the next 4 years, how many people will win 10 scholarships? Nice. Very nice. That's 2.5 per year. So that's good. How many will win 20 scholarships? Wow, still a very good number. How many will win 40 scholarships? 10 scholarships a year, 1 scholarship a month about. Wonderful. Very good. Yes. I like to see that. Let me tell you why. And I don't want to get into it yet, but I'm going to show you why people don't win scholarships. Well, let me ask you, why don't people win scholarships?
They don't apply?
There it is, you got the answer, so I don't even need to say it. Hit that for me, Eric. They don't apply. Write that down. Okay, thank you, sir.
They don't what?
They don't apply. Okay, why don't they apply? I'm here to tell you that the typical student will apply to 3 scholarships, and then they're done. 3 and done. 3 strikes, you're out. 3 home runs, and they're out. Why would somebody who hit 3 home runs stop swinging? Why would somebody who hit 3 strikes leave the game and say, oh well, I'm done? But that's what happens. When people win scholarships, they say, oh well, I've won my scholarship, so hey, all right, I did my job, I'm good. Mom, Dad, I won 3 scholarships, I'm good. And they stop applying. When they lose, what do they say? Oh well, I knew I couldn't do it anyway. But I can't get into a whole day of it in 45 minutes. I do day-long workshops. But I'm gonna tell you some of the things that you need to set on your mind, your mindset. And we're gonna change the paradigm. So I don't mean a pair of dimes, I don't mean 20 cents. But I'm talking about paradigm. And paradigm is changing what is typically believed. People believed that you went to church on Sunday until somebody said, you know what, we're going to go to church every day. They changed the paradigm. And then there were people who said, no, we're not going to go on Sunday, we're going to go on Saturday. So those people who stand in the gap and change, they stand up and they're the pioneers to do something different. What happens to pioneers? What'd you say, Eric?
I said they died.
They die. He's right. Because people shoot at them. People throw things at them. But they stand up and they make change happen. So I'm here to help you make change happen just in your family. There will be some friends that say, you're crazy. Why are you spending all that time on scholarships? Get rid of those friends and then get some friends who are going to help you exchange information on which scholarships are coming up. Okay, so now let's go ahead and we're going to change what we believed before. So today I want you to create financial goals and understand what I heard some great information or great questions about. Well, you know, what about these expenses, etc. I want you to align your financial goals with scholarships because I am allergic to student loans. I cannot get behind a student loan. And I'm so glad to hear all of the other individuals, the speakers here, because student loan just makes me break out in hives. I think when I woke up this morning, I felt shakes just because I knew I was going to have to say the word student loan. But we want to have you align your financial goals with the scholarships. And then we're going to compare a part-time job. Somebody said, oh, it takes a lot of work to apply for scholarships. It takes a lot of work to work.
Come on now.
All right? So we're going to talk about what's the value of applying to a scholarship versus going into a part-time job. Now, I'm not saying don't get a job, but I am saying make sure that the job you get is worth the time you're spending and not spending on applying to scholarships. Now, we want you to also understand the need for excellence. We're going to get into that. And we're going to set goals for scholarship income. And we're going to talk about what type of workload commitment that's going to take. And then anticipate the likely hurdles. All right, so we already heard I went to Purdue, blah, 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 and then fight on with the USC Trojans, etc. I'm really excited about all of my alumni affiliations. But I'm most excited about the fact that how do I say this? didn't pay for it. But what I do want to say is that I still didn't do, if I knew then what I know now. I only won, I think that's about 7 scholarships. So I was in school, if you added up both schools, I was in school 6 years, and maybe I had about 10 scholarships. That's not a good number. I should have been 35 scholarships. I should have had good 5, 10 scholarships a year. That changes your paradigm. Who said that you had to get 3 scholarships and get out? Nobody. Nobody ever said that. Why did we think that? So I'm here to talk to you about changing the perspective. I'm a change agent. I do that by training, by professional training, etc. So I'm going to do that today. And I again want you to say no to student loans, because that's the last resort. I don't want to say it's the lazy way out, but it's a painful way out, and it's not even out, it's in. So let's get our mind right. Let's be optimistic. I loved the fact that I saw 2 people say that they were going to win 10 scholarships a year. That's powerful. Now, I said I saw 2 people, okay? Now, what are your expenses? So people tell me, what type of expenses are you going to have when you go to school? Someone yell it out.
Books.
Books. I talked to somebody that said this one book, it's a nice looking book, but she said it was $225. I was like, wow, it used to be $75 when I was in school. But books, what else? Room and board. So you got to have a place to stay, and you got to have something to eat. And what else?
Tuition.
Tuition, of course, thank you. What else?
Transportation.
Transportation, I love that. We're going to talk about that, because sometimes your career field might require you to have a nice updated car. Entertainment, hold on. Okay now, you're getting me on the slippery slope. What do you mean by entertainment? Movies? Okay, now what I'm here to tell you is that we want to use our scholarships for things that are going to help us be more scholarly. Now watch where I'm going though. I'm getting ready to come back to you. Because with a trip to Spain, if you're studying Spanish culture, wouldn't a trip to Spain be wonderful for you to be able to do? If you're studying international business, wouldn't a trip to France or a trip to the Caribbean? You see what I'm saying? I'm with you. But I want you to look at it. Who pays for internet service? Do you all have to pay for internet service? Oh, y'all don't? Oh, I do. Well, I guess if you're off campus, oh, you all don't because you're living with your parents, but you will when you're off campus and you're trying to get that Wi-Fi set up. Oh, speaking of Wi-Fi, what about the MiFi? When you're somewhere and you need to plug that into your laptop. Oh, I'm sorry, you have to buy a laptop too, don't you? Oh, you might want to get some software to run that laptop. Oh, I'm sorry, now you need to go ahead. See what I'm saying? There are expenses all over the place. Who is going to pay for those if your scholarships don't help you pay to be more scholarly? Scholarships are there. The community, society is throwing money into these scholarship funds so that you can be more scholarly. We want you to be more scholarly. Yes, we might have a few hoops. We might say that, okay, you need to be from this type of cultural background, or you need to be studying this type of field, or you need to have this type of classes, etc. So what? You have the internet. Every week, you should spend time on the part of your time that you're going to spend research or applying to scholarships is on research. Hit me, Eric. First step, research scholarships. 10 hours of scholarship. You are going to you're going to spend 10 hours of scholarship in order to win that scholarship. You're no longer applying. You are now a professional scholarship recipient, not an applicant. What does professional mean? You get paid to do it. Scholarship, we know what that is. Recipient, you're getting paid to receive scholarships. You don't get paid to apply to scholarships. So we're talking about how to get paid receiving scholarships. So in my full day session, we go through a lot of the details. I'm going to talk a little bit about it here, but we're talking about getting a part-time job versus a professional scholarship recipient. So let's say you have $10 an hour. Okay, I know nobody works a $10 an hour job, but I'm using it because the math is easy. I went to Purdue, but I still like easy math. All right, so I'm gonna say we spend 10 hours a week at that job, we're getting $100 a week. How much is that per month? Okay, come on, math majors. 400, thank you, sir. All right, so professional scholarship recipient. Let's say that you spend 10 hours, and that month you won a scholarship for $2,000. $200 an hour. There are people I work with that don't get paid $200 an hour. Sometimes I don't get paid $200 an hour, sometimes. I'm happy when I'm on the other side of it though. But here is why it's worth it for you to spend the time. We're also talking about shooting free throws versus hitting home runs. So when you miss your first 3 free throws, does anybody play basketball? Okay, when you miss your first 3 free throws, do you say, oh man, I ain't gonna be good at free throws, I better try something else. Better just start doing layups. I'm gonna practice on my layups. No, you keep shooting free throws. What was his name? Shaquille O'Neal? Do y'all know about Shaquille O'Neal? It might be a little old school.
Yeah, sure.
But Shaquille O'Neal couldn't hit a free throw if he could buy it. He could buy it. But he couldn't hit a free throw. When he, that one year, he went off season and he worked his butt off to hit free throws. And he came back, his free throw percentage went up through the roof. You heard all the commentators talking about, Shaquille O'Neal looks like he's a man on a mission. Of course he was, because his coach said, you need to get over there and shoot some free throws. So I'm here to tell you, every time you apply to a scholarship, it's just 1 free throw. And you're not gonna win all of them. But let's say that you won 1 out of 10 of them, and they were $200 an hour, or $2,000. And every one of them, and I'm gonna hold you to it, 10 hours per scholarship. Don't go in there doing 2 hours on a scholarship. You're just wasting your time. Spend those 2 hours on that part-time job. But the 2 hours that you're gonna throw in with another 8, be committed to professional scholarship recipient. I'm not here to tell you where to go to get scholarships. You heard FastWeb, you got the internet, you know better about where to go get them than I do. So I want you to be able to have the right mentality. It's about changing your mindset and being able to understand and expect that out of yourself, expect it out of your friends, because if your friends aren't sending you scholarship links to scholarships, get rid of them. These people in this room, you all have the same experience now. Join in with each other and be your own accountability partner. Help each other out. And when you see something, you might not qualify for it. You're not studying music, but she is. You're not studying engineering, but he is. And then he's gonna be able to help you. That's accountability partners, and those are the people that you want to be able to align yourself with. We're talking about professional scholarship recipients. Don't apply. We're talking about receive, okay? So the requirements, excellence. Yeah, your grades, you know what? Your past grades, they are what they are. Your future grades, they are what they will be. They are what you're gonna make. And you have to understand that part of your package, because you are the product. Your customer is the scholarship granting committee. Hit that for me, Eric. I said you are the customer. I'm sorry, you are the package, you're the product. And your committee, the Scholarship Review Committee, is buying your product. If that's the case, what's the scholarship application package? That's the website. That's the sizzle. That's where you're getting to, that's the advertisement. That's the brochure. That's the pamphlet saying, I'm coming. And now I'm here. So you want the best package to go in before you get there. You want to sell your skills and your capability with the best package. Here is the package. Your grades, your test scores, your essay. Now, I saw earlier that it was stated that, you know, you want to spend some time on your essay, and then you want to spend some time checking your essay and editing and revising it. Guess what? Not a professional scholarship recipient. You don't want to just be the only one that's checking your essay. You want to take it to a professor. You want to take it to a teacher. You want to take it to someone in your career field. You want to say, hey, I'm thinking about this essay that I want to put together. You want the best package possible so that when they read it, the Scholarship Review Committee is saying, wow, did you see this one? All right? Now, the recommendation letters. Somebody said it best. Who should not be sent, or who do you not want your recommendation letter to come from?
Relatives.
Yeah, your relatives, because they're going to say, Todd, man, I tell you, Todd was wonderful back in the 10th grade. He did this. But you want people who are in your field, in the field that you're going to. Now, what if I'm going into politics and I sent in an application with a recommendation letter from Barack Obama? Right? Actually, I could go into engineering and get if I sent in a recommendation from Barack Obama, you know. But the concept, though, is look at it, and this is all strategic. And there's a lot more stuff to go over, but just dropping the bomb, planting some seeds so that we can change that paradigm that we deal with. Okay? And then community activities. I'm not talking about, you know, just joining the organization and going to the skating rink when they do the. I'm talking about leading, being a leader in the community organization. I'm talking about saying, let's see, if I'm VP, that's pretty easy to do because the president's got everything. If I'm treasurer, oh, now I know about everything that's going on in the organization, and people have to come to me, and I have to report out to people, I have to communicate. But if I'm president, then I'm setting the strategy, I'm setting the pace. So what you want to do is you want to look at where do you want to be within the organization, and it could be an organization that you're just that gives you a little bit of fun, you enjoy being a part of. It should be, because it should be something you're passionate about. And then, as I mentioned, the submission package. What do you think is the most prevalent or most common issue with application submission packages? Somebody give it to me. Incomplete. Somebody said incomplete? That is it. Why would you spend 2.5 hours wasting your time putting together an incomplete package? Because guess what they're going to do? That one's out. Where's the next one? That one's out. Where's the next one? You just wasted that 2.5 hours. Go to the part-time job for that. But here, you want to be a professional scholarship recipient. You want to spend that 10 hours. You want to look at it and say, did I check that? What was that? Was that question? Did I answer that question? I want to read that back. I'll let me get somebody else to look at this. Don't do like I did, and my mother, my mother's a tough one. I was getting ready to turn something in that had a little bit of scribbles and, you know, move that over, put that on there. I got it. And then mom said, let me see your application. I said, here. And she looked at it, do it over. I was like, Mom, I had to write the essay, and then, but she was teaching me then, and I didn't know it. Excellence. You are here on a Saturday morning in the rain. If you're not the cream of the crop, I don't know where they are. All right? So you are the cream of the crop. You can make this happen. All right, thank you. So let's talk about the workload. So on campus, what are some of the things that you ought to be doing on campus? I talked about organizations, joining organizations, aligning up with people who are focused on the right things. One of the outcomes of being a professional scholarship recipient and being serious about your essays, being serious about your packages, is that you're going to become a serious person. You're just going to be tight, just naturally, because you're focusing on things. You're engaged. And it's for you, so I don't know what more you should be engaged for if it's about you. And it's about your future. Immediately and through the summertime, as soon as you get on the internet, do a little bit of Facebook, do a little bit of, I don't know what else, what is the Angry Bird? Oh, they do that on the things though, right? But do whatever it is that you do, but start taking out some of the Mr. Money time. Think about it as Mr. Money time. Mr. Money told me that I needed to start looking at and running some searches, some internet searches on what I want to study, veterinary medicine. I want to do an internet search, if it's Google, Bing, whatever it is, put in veterinary scholarships. Hit me, Eric. Do internet searches that relate to you, who you are, and where you want to go. And put scholarship behind it. Put grant behind it. Put scholarship in front of it. Because that changes your scholarship. And then guess what? Just because you did it, what are we? We're in October. Just because you did it in October doesn't